Okay, so this has been a while. It has been a while since I made a video like this, but this is another 10-minute shenanigans, and this time it's going to be a double feature between this card, East Kai, and East Kai Keeping Watch, and Dark Power Black? I said blacked Mass Saiyan. These are two very interesting cards, and I think for both of these cards, especially in tandem with each other, are going to be very interesting in the upcoming meta, and as well as discarding, milling, all this other stuff that's being introduced, especially with Janemba. So if you haven't really took a look with these and kind of bypassed both of these, I'm going to see why that might be a mistake. So the first one here is East Kai Keeping Watch. This one is a 4,000 attack power. I explained this before, why they put 4,000. It's because when you play it, you now have a new body to attack with. Obviously, they don't want you to attack with or attack it to the leader. It's so if you attack another 5k card like Intensifying Power Trunks, a newfound power, it's so you can neg a card and combo out of it. That's the main reason why they're doing it. That's my reason, at least. Anyway. Now, her auto is when you play this card, draw one card, just like Cronoa, just like Energy Boosted Majin Buu, just like a number of other cards. This is already a good card to have in your deck because it nets you a card. But the auto on itself, in itself, is really good, or it can be good anyway. During your turn, when your opponent plays a battle card, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and places it at the bottom of their deck. So again, one of the things that I mentioned before is at the bottom of the deck, it can be better, if not is better, than anything else like crit, discard, drop, or to warp or whatever, because they don't see it on top of their deck, but it's going to be on the bottom of the deck, and they have to force a tutor either to search it or to shuffle their deck to ever see that card again. So, this is a very interesting card. At first, I thought it was when your opponent plays a card, they choose one card in their hand and drop it. I completely ignored the during the turn. That's why I thought it was so busted. But I think it's still really good. So let's put that on the table for now, or on the back burner, I guess. Whatever. Now, Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. His auto, well, 5k attack, one cost. When you attack with this card, his first auto, you may choose one card from your life and add it to your hand and gain 10k. So just like the Kamba, just like Awakening Pan, just like Gohan, whatever, all of them are self-awakeners. So again, just like the last card in itself, even without the other side or the auto, it's a useful card, and I'm glad that they put it that way. It's very, very good in that. And the other auto is that when your opponent plays a battle card with 15,000 power or less using a non-keyword skill, your opponent chooses two cards from their hand and places in the drop area. So this is actually really interesting. I'm going to kind of go over all the cards that are kind of affected by that and the ones that aren't affected by that. But before we do that, let's take some time to review. And I'm going to say right now, it's most likely going to be a 15-minute shenanigans, not a 10-minute one. So sorry about that. It's a double feature, you know. So let's take a look at what keywords are, right? Keywords are generally things that are within red text. So blocker is in red text, right? Double strike, triple strike, and quadruple strike, obviously not going to be affected. Dual attack, same thing. Critical, revenge, counter. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Remember that one. Counter is a keyword, so just remember that to kind of back up my thing. So EX Evolve is not going to be one. So if you evolve into another card on top of a card, it's not going to be affected by it. Awakening, we don't really have anything that awakens and plays something indestructible. Not really going to be affected by that. Union Fusion, kind of affected, but same thing like Union Patora and as well as EX Evolve are in the same sort of thing, and Union Absorb. So again, like Cell, those things aren't affected by it. Ultimate, triple attack, and Overrealm. This would be busted. It would be busted if Overrealm wasn't a keyword. So yeah, you know. Xeno Evolve, again, same thing as Evolve. Barrier, you already know. Super Combo, Token, the Warp. Okay, wow, y'all are really getting into it, huh? Bond, and then Swap. Very important to understand that Swap is a keyword. So whenever you're trying to play that card and telling someone they can't swap from their Bardock into their Goten and drop 2, there you go. If they didn't make a swap as a keyword, be an incredibly good counter to Storm or 1-2 swap. Dark Overwhelm, same thing as Overwhelm, and then Wormhole. So let's get to the cards. So let's talk the things that are kind of affected by it. So if we have, let's say, one of this, blah, 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 where is she? This hefty girl. So if we have one of these and one of these, they're both kind of doing the same thing, you know. Whenever they play something, they have to drop card or put one into their deck, right? So the immediately comes to these cards. So double shot, and as well as Raging Spirit Son Gohan. If you come up with this card on during your turn, or not your turn, but in general, it gets to play it. So both of these things will be affected by that. So they would be negging 3 cards in order to play an extra battle card. And that in itself for both Super Saiyan 3 upcoming, which is, I can understand why they would unban him then, and as well as Pan, those things are really, really affected by that. Obviously other decks can be playing these cards, but that is just one example. So it's just alone with these 2 1-drops, they're gonna be dropping 3 cards. That's just insane. The original thing that people were thinking of was Chain Attack. So when you play this card, choose up to 1 battle card when you're handed with a 15k or less and play it. So Chain Attack Zeno is going to be one of them. Yes, it does get affected by it, in my opinion, because it is the same thing as paying a cost or a tax. So anything on the field itself already, in order to pay something, this goes into auto and then does it. I might be wrong with that, and I'm okay with being wrong with that. But as I understand, you still drop 2 cards, and then Chain Attack Zeno goes off. But because of Zeno, I didn't put him in here, negates all battle cards on the field, it could mean that they don't have to, which I can understand. I mean, I'm okay with either one. It's like whatever. So regarding this one, free blockers like Mai, and as well as like the Universe 2 blocker for Zeno Maidens and stuff like that. Jiro, I forget the other blockers, but basically because she has a permanent, it is not affected by that. So it's just it's a reduction of cost. So when Trunks is on the field, so let's say future Trunks, she gets to be played for 0 cost, and it has nothing to do with a skill. It's just a permanent in which reduces it to 0. Just think of it as a Dragon Ball card in which you play it for 0 and you don't get to have to pay in energy, basically. So just think about it that way. Obviously Shigesh is going to be one of the ones that, I mean, Shigesh is just getting like, he's like, yo, can you just stop? Let me just, can I be played? Can I be played? No? Okay. My boy Shigesh, just getting, come on. Because he's being played with the auto. Even if he is a super combo with the keyboard, his auto goes off, and in order to play that, he has to drop 2. Even if you remove this man, you still get the drop 2. Things like Master Roshi, and as well as Videl, Pilaf, things like that are most likely not going to be affected by any of these things, but it will be affected by Iskai. So if they do play a Videl or a Master Roshi, group leader Pilaf, whatever, they still have to drop 1 card into their deck. This one, I don't think so, because counter is still a keyword skill. So if anybody who is a judge, a level 2 or 3 judge, and asked this before, let me know if I'm wrong. The thing about this one is that you Xeno Evolve, and then you play 1 battle card 3 or less from your warp and play it. Because it is an auto, it's still being procced off as an auto. And I know this combo is not really played anymore. I did see it in Vegas, so hey, don't sleep on these cards, man. Even though it's 4 energy, I'm just saying. Still can do it from Haru Haru and then untap 4. So, but if you do have these 2 on the field, you still get the drop 3. So ask yourself if it's worth it. That is still, these things are still affected by Dark Power Mass Saiyan. Not affected by these things, but or this one, but still. Oh yeah, okay. It's during your turn, so sorry. It's only gonna be 2 cards, but still pretty crazy. Again, even if you remove it, you're still gonna be paying that too. And again, because you get to play 4 of these, and if you have 4 in the field, it's going to be a very much of a nightmare when it comes to different pairings, like the triple attack Goku and Vegeta, these 2, Shigesh, whatever. It's gonna be very interesting to see that. And because we have access to Power Burst, and it doesn't have to be like, you can get the Kami and the Dende and whatever, but you can still get this man because he is a 1 cost battle card from your drop after they warp or they KO it or something like that, right? The only thing is really, oh nope, it is drop and warp. Okay, this thing's busted. This thing is busted. I thought it was just drop, but this is great because now I'm gonna be putting that in my Shenron deck. Great. So one other thing is that Shenron figure of majesty. Okay, there you go. It's activate main, and then you get to choose 2 of your energy to switch it to active mode. That's cool. This is a really good card, by the way. If you're looking into getting a starter deck, yeah, I would recommend to get this one. I would recommend get both of them, but still, yeah, that's just me. Anyway, I would pick up a playset of this man pretty quickly. Choose 1 battle card with energy 2 costs in your drop area and play it. That is definitely an activate main, which is not a keyword skill. That means you have to drop 2 for the Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. Same thing with the witches. So what happens is that, and I guess just Toki. I mean, just if you're playing, you're playing it. You know what I'm saying? Choose 1 black battle card with 3,000 or less power in your deck and play it. And because this is an auto, you get the drop 2. Hard counter to this, and as well as trying to dig out for your Kami or Dende or whatever. This is a really good card going into set 5. This is one of the reasons why they probably had an idea of this of different cards being introduced in set 5 for this card, and I think that's really good. But finally, the wish cards, any of them, it doesn't matter which ones, are activate main. And as well as when we flip it over, it is an activate main on their side. It's not a keyword skill, as I understand. Again, I could be wrong, but as I understand right now, if you play these things and they're 15,000 or less, it's going to be affected. And all these cards, as we see right now, and into playing Chain Attack Trunks, are 15,000 or less, except for everything that except for the championship pack Goku. Which I guess is going to be affected by that too, because I don't think there's any three cost Saiyan who is 20 or more. But everything that is a good thing that they put 15,000 or less. But it is affected, as you can see, by a lot of different things, Not the counters, but now we have these Kai. So if you have any ideas as far as that goes, these two are going to be pretty lit. And yes, if you play Planetary Mecha Frieza, this is a combo that I've been trying to keep them to myself, but I think I see more and more people making deck profiles on DBS decks and Shenron's Lair, so it's not really a point to kind of keep it to myself. I'm always about content. I'm always about sharing and building community and sharing ideas and stuff like that. So definitely happy to put out any kind of ideas. But yeah, Planetary Mecha Frieza seems to be proccing this effect. So that we're going to be waiting for a ruling for this. But as it stands right now, this is the pair to have going into set 5. But that's just me. And this man is like 20 bucks, maybe a little bit less right now. I think he's like non-foil, like $8 or something like that. Maybe a little bit more, but probably good to pick them up. I picked up 2 of them from our Legion deck and never really got any more of those because I was like, dude, this is way too expensive. This is like a set 2 promo. Like, what the hell? Anyway, that is it. I know there's gonna be a lot of other things, but like when you start thinking about this and we start thinking about set 5 and you going into nationals and whatever, start thinking about this card, right? Start thinking about these 2, and as well as the combos that you're gonna be playing in your deck, and making sure that you have answers to it or to play around it. Because going into set 5 is going to change a lot of different things. I think Shenron leaders again are very, 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 very good in their own unique ways, and just in the meta, they're going to have a place, definitely. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know other pairs and different things that these are affected by. Let me know the things that I got wrong and things I got right. Like, dislike, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.